For like a few weeks of fun, yes. But long-term fun, maybe no.
Oh, whoops.
Thanks. Okay,
Yeah.
Twitch, you just got the beginning of the show, and YouTube did not get the beginning of the show.
What?
Oh, well.
I forgot to press the start streaming button on YouTube.
So welcome, friends of all designs, to the
The second introduction.
second
Yeah.
introduction of
I think-
FMV video games.
Currently, it's an ad started playing. I think
Oh,
that's good.
This is the best. This is the
The
best.
actual show will be on soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi YouTube. We're probably not going to do the intro again. I reckon we just roll with this as it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mr. Producer done fucked up big time.
Oh,
Forgot to push
well.
the start button. So we've covered like 15 games so far.
Yeah. We
Anais sang?
We gave
Yeah, I
free
sang. It
codes.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
We-
We gave out codes for
And giveaways.
for just those
Headphones, consoles.
number stations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
solved number stations.
Half-Life 3 announced. We had a big exclusive on that.
That seems a little bit like acting, James.
Oh Jesus! I'm just gonna say
You're
nothing.
actually fine. I'm just a
Yeah.
jerk.
Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about Battlefront.
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't played, so maybe I'll ask questions.
Yep. Go for it.
Okay. PS4?
Xbox.
Xbox?
PS4.
Oh, we could be friends.
I don't have an Xbox until Microsoft sends me one. Just saying.
So neither of you played it on the right platform.
Oh, you mean
Wii U.
No.
Okay.
No.
How does it look?
It looks really nice. There's a little
pretty
bit.
damn good.
A little bit of texture pop in, not too much. Most of the time, it's looking really nice. The world is a little static. Like it's sort of one of those things where they've built it and it's very well crafted. But I'll walk up to like in a game with lightsabers, I expect to walk up to a wall, and when I swing that lightsaber, I want like at least decals on the wall where my lightsaber swung. I don't get that. Like it just kind of clips into the wall a bit. But generally speaking, no, it looks really great. It looks kind of amazing.
So what is this footage of here, James?
All right, so this is me battling on Endor. This is
On what?
On Endor.
I don't think this looks like Endor.
How is it? What? It's the...
Because,
Oh.
James, you fool.
What?
This is the forest moon of Endor.
You're right. It is.
You fucking twat. How
you
you-
got- Oh, look,
so
kill the
rare.
guy. I'm gonna kill him.
Hey, that tree all splintered
Yeah,
and
no,
shit.
like there is. Okay, I take back some of my. This,
Oh,
was
it fell
falling down.
This-
It went through that guy's head,
cool.
though.
this map has a bit more destructivity around. Like Hoth is a bit static.
Destructivity?
Yes, it's a word I
It's a
made
good
up.
word, I
Yeah.
like it.
Okay, so I've actually been getting pretty excited about this game for a while. I've been like, because I like my online shooters. The reason I wanted to get it on console is because I am a console peasant.
Do you like your online shooters like you like your cop?
Well, hold on.
Why are you fucking around me again? Alright, back again.
Okay,
Hey.
we're having some technical issues this week, but hopefully everything's okay now. If they're not, let us know in the chat and we'll
Yes.
fix it.
With exclamation marks.
Yes. And Mr. Producer Fish Shake.
I'm going to turn the volume up on my laptop so I know that it's all working.
Like, the audio dropped out.
Okay, so one of the things that attracted me to this game was when I started reading the reviews of the early access from the EA Club or whatever it was called, and people were complaining about things like the progression's a bit weak. I don't get to unlock scopes
Yeah.
and muzzles. I'm like, you think you're kind of selling me on this game? I'm not in my shooters for unlocking micro optimizations. I don't care. I want my gun, and I want it to shoot crap.
What I've enjoyed about the criticism of this game in
Yes.
many ways, they criticize it because it's not just every shooter. They say, oh, all the guns, they're just like Star Warsy stuff. You don't just have like this. It's like they've kind of got a shotgun, but you can't just play the style that you play in normal, like in a regular game. Like, good. It's a Star Wars game. Play it like a Star Warsy thing.
So I kind of like I played a bunch of Hardline, right? Battlefield Hardline.
I've heard about that game.
Yes, and I didn't mind Battlefield Hardline, but the problem it had was that it was really just Battlefield reskinned as cops and robbers. Where this actually feels like no, they've made a different game. They've changed the way the metagame works. They've gone, all right, let's get rid of all this unlocking stuff. I don't even think there's a prestige system, which I'm totally okay with because prestige is dumb.
Yeah, it is one.
I love it.
They've got. I really like this. Actually, the card system they have.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So
Down with cards.
No.
I finally got sold on cards.
Yeah.
Hand of Fate sold me on cards. Now I'm fucking sick of them.
It's like your cards?
Every game's got cards.
no, like this. Like it's a big abstraction. Like it's like why is it cards? But
Why?
Why not?
Why do I need a card when I could have a jetpack? Who needs a jetpack card when I could have a jetpack?
I don't mind my jetpack card.
Would you rather have a jetpack or a jetpack card?
Jetpack.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair point.
See that rad new jetpack that was going around?
Was that? No, I didn't.
Oh, it actually works. It's not like a water shooty thing or
Oh,
something that
okay.
like kills. It's like you get like 20 minutes
Can
of
I
flight or
live
something.
my dream of being the Rocketeer?
Very soon.
Nice.
You
I'm gonna
you
fight
too could be a
Nazis.
forgotten movie.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Anais,
Yes.
have you done any vehicle shit?
No, I haven't. I've only played like the tutorial stuff, like the training stuff, and then I played multiplayer. So no vehicle shit.
Okay, so I've done a bunch of I've done some vehicles. So
Isn't there like a
Oh wait,
air
is
mode?
this
Yes,
the
I've done
Storm
it.
Racer thing, whatever it's
I've
called, in
done
the trees?
Yeah,
Does
I've
that
done
count?
that. I've done the
'Cause
air
that was
mode.
badass.
Actually, Mr. Producer, if you could bring that one up, that would be grand. This is the ship combat, and we'll have a look at that one. There we go. So I actually really enjoyed this mode, mainly because I'm not terrible at it. So it's quite forgiving with the lock on. So it's really mainly.
So it's for casuals.
It's for casuals like this
Yeah.
whole game, and I'm totally okay with this because I'm a casual. So you kind of get the reticle around near someone, hold down a button, and you lock on. So what it ends up being is more about your positioning. You want to try and get behind people. It's not about the twitch shooting. It's about your positioning and trying to get behind someone or something like that. I actually had a lot of fun, mainly because I would sit somewhere in the middle of the board, and then instead at the bottom. So,
Oh, that's nice for you.
I felt more useful. This mode, like the shooting is fun in this. I did have a problem when I jumped into a plane, into an aircraft when I was playing in a mission, like in the AT-AT Assault, because it didn't really feel like I was doing anything. Like when I play traditional Battlefield, like if I'm in a helicopter with some friends, like that feels very useful. In this, there seems to be this big disconnection between what's going on in the skies
Like
and
two
what's
separate
going on.
things happening.
Yeah, like I don't really see the connection between them.
That doesn't stop people shooting the shit out of me from when they're in ships when I played though.
No, maybe I'm just terrible as well.
That's
It's hard
that's
to
it.
read. Like I keep crashing into like mountains and stuff.
Actually, I kind of like the way the. No, this
See,
is
look,
crashing
yeah, that's
thing.
what I did.
So you
That
got
was
this.
a weird sense of scale then.
You've got this
Yeah.
slider at the bottom, which is kind of your balance between firepower and maneuverability.
Okay.
So you can if you're more maneuver or speed, so you can basically slide it down to less speed, but you do more damage, or slide it all to being fast. So I found it's actually really cool. Like I just constantly change like.
How
the
do you
ratio.
slide it?
It was just the analog stick.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really easy to do. I found once I got the hang of it, had a lot of fun with it. This mode I really enjoyed. I wish it was its own game. The metagame that is there for the unlocking, there doesn't really seem to be anything to do with ships. So you can unlock lots of stuff for the ground combat. I didn't learn my
close.
lesson.
Don't crash into the ground.
You can unlock a bunch of stuff.
Why don't you shoot the aluminium falcon? It was right
I
there.
didn't- Oh, you can see the poppy. Like you can see some text that wasn't loaded there.
Oh,
Right?
I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
Gross. There.
That part actually, I had a lot of fun with that. I liked the shooting.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah. So did you do much of the ground combat?
No, wait, what's the ground combat?
Like just with a gun shooting people?
Yeah, I guess like in multiplayer,
Yeah.
that's all I really played.
How'd
I haven't
you
done the
find
mission
it?
stuff. Like it's fun. Like it's definitely, if you're like a Star Wars fan, then I think it's definite. Like there's lots of fan service, so it's good. But I prefer more of a hardcore FPS. Like I found it very casual. So I think I'll enjoy it for like 2 weeks, but outside of that, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm going to go back to COD or Halo.
That's about how long I play COD for. Like I'll play for a couple of weeks and I'm kind of done. With this,
Yeah.
like I feel like I'll be able to see a lot more of this game because it's more casual. It's like, I'll probably unlock all the guns because there's like 20, no, in that 15, I don't know,
Yeah.
not that many.
6.
And I'll unlock them all. I'm going to be good. If I really want to grind some kind of unlockables, you can upgrade the cards. So if there's a particular card,
Can you get a foil?
no, you don't know. The cards don't work like that.
Holographic?
They're not random. They're not like you don't open a pack.
No, I understand
Yeah.
how they work.
But no, you don't.
But they're still dumb. Why not just have a jetpack? I got a
Okay,
jetpack.
all right, it could just be a jetpack.
Why in a card?
I'm not getting hung up on the fact it's a card because it looks pretty.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It looks like a piece of.
I think it looks
it's
pretty.
It's a rectangle.
Yeah.
Rectangles are everywhere.
With a pretty picture.
You could just put a pretty picture without the rectangle. Why not a spherical thing you collect? Why not collect orbs? Orbs of jetpacks.
I'd look, if there were chips, I'd be happy. That'd be fine.
So my feeling on the value that we started at the beginning is that as a full price game, it's okay. It's not a huge amount of content. It doesn't really have much in the way of single player. But they're releasing more content, including the free content that's coming in December to tie in with the movie.
Yeah.
But after that, it's all like the season pass and buying shit. If this was Splatoon and they just said, yeah, it's a full price game and then we're going to keep releasing shit over the next year, I'd say, fine, great. But the fact that it's double the price when you want to get everything.
Yeah, but I go in with that expectation. I think that I wouldn't have paid $90 for this. I feel like the price I paid for it, I'm going to get a few weeks entertainment out of it. And what I kind of see this game being to me is that every Christmas, a Star Wars movie is going to come out. And it's going to be, here's some DLC for this Star Wars movie. And I'll go, I like Star Wars. I'm going to buy the DLC. And I'll play it.
Is that because you hate money?
No, I like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I enjoy
Star Wars pretty great.
Yeah, I'd like...
How long before Star Wars is just truly driven into the ground by Disney?
Yeah.
They've been doing okay with Marvel.
That's only been going a few years.
Yeah, that many.
They've currently said that they want a Star Wars movie every year for the foreseeable future.
And I'm kind of okay with that.
That's kind of good.
Jar Jar Binks movie.
Oh, yeah. I gave co-op a bit of a go. This was
I wanted to try co-op.
Yeah, so this was one of the kind of hidden gems I found with... Oh, actually, I wouldn't say gem. Hidden features that I found. I didn't actually know it was going to be split-screen co-op.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, oh, cool. All right, this is one of the reasons you want a console. You get a big TV, you do split screen, and that's cool. Ran at a pretty good frame rate. Kind of dropped down, I'm pretty sure, to like 30 instead of 60, but it was still, very playable. And I jumped in with Cheryl, and we played a bunch. For what we played, it's a horde mode. I did really enjoy it, but it does get old pretty quickly.
Are you the top or the bottom?
I'm a top.
Okay, I'll judge that one.
She hit
Seems like co-op would be fun. Like, would be more enjoyable.
It needs better objectives. That was the so.
It's just waves, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's like about 5 or 6 different missions you can play with, and they're kind of just reusing the other maps to kind of spawn stuff. But they're all the same basic thing. It's like there's 15 waves, a drop pod will spawn in, and you got to go claim the drop pod, and then eventually you'll win.
I feel like if you're 13, this would be the coolest thing ever. Like split screen co-op.
Yeah, they just need more stuff. Like if they can really give me some more things to do in this mode, I think it'd be a lot of fun. It did like
a year of free DLC,
or like a good single player campaign would have been,
which could be like unlocked in the future. Yeah. For without paying extra money?
I gave a bunch of goes to the different modes as well, like the different... So I played like the droid I quite liked. I think it's like droid escort or something like that. But it's basically like capture the flag. But... Oh, sorry, like you have to capture a zone, but the zones move. Because the little droids wandering around the map.
I hoped it was C-3PO when he was just a bit effeminate.
No. But I thought that was pretty fun. The capture the flag is capture the flag, and it worked pretty well. The capture the flag map had some kind of, it was pretty simple, but like had some good kind of like, you could get up into the high zone and things like that. I liked it.
Did you feel the Imperials were overpowered?
No.
Okay. I felt like their guns were better.
They felt the same.
They're the same lasers.
It's the same thing. I did also ride on top of an AT-AT at one point.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, actually, Mr. Producer, can I request that one, please? Okay, so this is the Endor one, and you get
Forest Moon of Endor.
And this is me up on the top, and
that looks awesome.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, okay. So here's an AT-AT, and they've designed this map so it's actually really easy to do.
It's obviously designed to be able to
do that. On top of it. And I actually I did pretty well on top of this thing. Like, it was like there's lots of Imperials on the ground, and I'm shooting them, and the fact that I had this happen was I really enjoyed. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. So I think the content I probably will get bored of after a few weeks.
Watch out for that tree!
It'll be a good few weeks.
But
the foliage!
Like they're gonna.
The foliage!
It's something that I might even just get a season pass for, because I have if when DLC comes out, I'll probably play it and enjoy it for a few weeks.
Shouldn't you be shooting the shit out of this?
No, that's not how it works. So
No, but it's got its stun thing on.
oh yeah, then I probably should have. I was just shooting other dudes.
You
Yeah.
monster. You could have been helping instead of hindering.
I quite liked just the way you equip secondary weapons, and you can kind of just customize what you want. You can just build the kind of character you want to play. You don't have to worry. It's a very accessible shooter. And I'm really glad that they didn't just go, let's just reskin Battlefield like they did with Hardline, and they made a unique thing.
Still want to jump in vehicles.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they get one of the DLCs is like a really fleshed out space combat, because I think I thought the combat felt really good.
Killed by Dan Pierce. What kind of a?
I know, he had an infamy.
That's no real handle there.
No, my handle's Jay Bowling. I tried to get a change, but you can't.
No.
You can pay $14. I did.
No, for Sony.
Oh,
No,
no.
Sony.
Well, I changed my Xbox
Sony
one,
used.
'cause
I don't
I'm a
know
chump.
why.
Yeah.
They've gone and used the ID as like a primary key in their database, which means that they can't just they didn't have an alias. So nah, let's just build our database.
What's
and
your
this is the
username,
key.
Mr. Fluffy or something?
Mr. Fluffy. No, it's Mr. Snuffle.
Okay,
On
yeah.
on Xbox Live. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
He's a funny guy.
So
Just look at him. Makes.
So I don't know. Would you? So as someone who likes the hardcore kind of shooters, is this something you'd recommend or?
Yeah, definitely. You have to be a Star Wars fan, I reckon, to fully enjoy it.
I'd say yes. Yeah.
So definite if you're a Star Wars fan. And yeah, it'll be good fun.
Just don't go in expecting it to be COD,
Yeah.
because it's its own thing, and that's a good thing. We've got enough. We have hardcore shooters covered. We can have something more casual.
We've already got games with cards. Oh wait, this one's got them too.
Cards,
boo.
cards are the best.
Sick of cards.
Go cards, team
Boo.
card, woo!
Okay, I'm gonna move us on.
Yeah.
Battlefront. It's a game. If you like Spaceballs and Star Trek, this is a nice spot in between both of those.
If there was
classics.
some Spaceballs DLC, would you buy the game?
Yes. And Babylon 5. I never really watched Babylon 5.
You know how there's that toy box game where they've got He-Man and...
Oh yeah, the new not Army Men. It's someone needs to correct me at this point.
But
anyway,
I want that game, but with 80s sci-fi.
and then the Goonies for some
And
reason.
then the Goonies, because why not Goonies?
I'll play the Goonies. Okay. Now, I've been playing a game that we actually talked about a few weeks ago. Toy Soldiers is the name. I can see in Mr. Producer's computer. He was looking it up, and it's been solved. Thank you for
Mr.
that
Producer.
corner of the eye research there. I actually really liked the first Toy Soldiers game, but I haven't picked up the
Yeah.
latest one because I'm cheap again. Because I wanted.
Look at you, Mr. Homeowner.
See the problem. Oh yeah. But also because the base game didn't have all the cool licenses, they were all DLC.
Oh, so
Like,
you need the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for that to happen. Anyway, so a game that we were talking about a few weeks ago as a Kickstarter. Well, not Kickstarter. It's actually on Indiegogo. That was Indivisible. That is the new game being made by the Skullgirls team. Now, I knew there was a playable demo out at the time. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have a look at it because there's been a lot of talk. It's got about 2 weeks left, I think. They're about 400,000 short, so it's doable but tight because they're a little bit over 1 million at the moment. And I'll give it a shot. And when I went to go download the demo, one of the options was PS4.
Oh, okay. How'd that work?
It's just on the PS4 store.
Really?
You can just go and download the prototype.
Huh.
That's cool. I didn't know people were doing that.
Yeah, that's really
cool.
cool. So this is PlayStation 4 footage I've got running here at the moment.
Looks so good.
Yeah, I still hate the backgrounds. I really hate the backgrounds. But
It really does not mesh well with those really gorgeously animated characters.
the characters are awesome. And the fighting system, it was what I expected. But
Why aren't you any good at jumping?
Because this is my first time. I thought I'm used to Super Meat Boy jumping where I have to push the other direction.
Oh,
You
okay.
actually just have to jump into the wall and then jump.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, okay, I understand it now. I get it.
You're still struggling a bit.
No, there you go. No, like jumping lengths. This is right at the beginning. I got to learn its jumping system. Anyway, the way you control the combat is that you push the button corresponding to the character when you want to attack or when you want to guard. You can also use the D-pad to if you push up and attack, you'll do a group attack, and there's different attacks for left, right, and down as well. So it means that eventually at the end of this demo, you've got 4 characters going, each with separate. They build up attacks, and as they go up in level, they get more attacks per turn. So you might level everyone up, and then suddenly launch 4 people in like different combos, like maybe 3 attacks each in a go, and then the enemies will attack all of you, and you can either block with the entire team, which takes down a lot of your resources, or you block per individual, which is smarter most of the time. But there's some group attacks that you just want to block with everyone. It's one of those things that when you're doing it, it's super freaking complex. There's so much going on, but it's such a simple system because it's just push the button when you want that character to do its thing.
I really like that transition into the battle system.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
It's just seamless.
They just fixed the fucking backgrounds.
Buddy, I don't think it's changing, man. I think they're staying.
Well, they're still pretty early in development. They can make it nicer.
Can you just redo all your environment art for Paul?
That'd be good. I love it.
Can you do it like this hand drawn style?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, actually, just like hand draw everything in the background, everything, not even tile based. Just draw the lot for Paul.
Yeah. I wish I had the whole list here. They've been adding more and more bonus characters as well. So like Shovel Knight's in there, and a bunch of like indie people are now like party members that you can add in.
That character, I love the big mouths on those things.
Yeah, they're
nice.
awesome.
And the floating numbers.
I hate numbers.
They know what? But you like them floating numbers?
I like them floating numbers.
Them numbers. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It licked you.
It licks me. Yeah.
Is that a friendly lick?
No, it is
That's
not.
the bad lick.
It's the bad lick. Yeah.
Oh well. I actually the thing that really strikes me with this is the character design. That guy's nose, and the way he turns and he spins looks great.
Yeah. Mr. Producer, do we have the ability to jump forward in time in my too long footage for this segment? I don't know. Yeah. I can see it's happening.
Whoa.
So now I've got a full party. They let in the prototype. They move you up pretty quickly. Yeah. I've also got an axe at this point, so rock on. So you've got all these characters doing all these things at once. I can send them off independently to do, you can just mash and amazing things happen.
She looks so sad.
That sad girl wearing a tiger is one of my favorite things.
Cosplay.
She really doesn't want to be there. It's great.
But it's one of those things that it's the battle system. So keep it as an example here. You select which character, when you see I'm not attacking someone, there's a little arrow above the character I'm focused on.
Yeah.
So group attacks really just attack around the character that you're focused on. So say if I send someone in to just hit one character and knocks them backwards and the next person's to do a group attack, that group attack won't affect anyone except that one character because they'll be knocked away from everyone else. So it's actually really physical and you have to work out these combos. You can really do quite a lot with this really simple system. And then since they're adding more and more characters, I mean, there's going to be so many strengths and weaknesses that you can use for each one. You can do super moves and all sorts of things.
It's like they've kept the essence of like your JRPG combat, but they found a way to just make the pacing not boring.
Yeah. And I mean, this is all about the combat. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
This big guy.
I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
As I say, you can grab it on a PC. I think it may even be on Linux as well. I mean, on Mac as well. But PS4, you can also go download it from the store.
Are they funded?
No, they are not funded. That's one reason I tried it to bring it up to see if it was, to recommend. And I do recommend trying it out. It was very fun to play, even with their DuckTales style shitty backgrounds. I hated that DuckTales remake was crap.
I know, man.
Made me so sad.
Is it that this DuckTales isn't very good in the first place?
I didn't mind the gameplay. It still wasn't great. It's just so blocky and lifeless.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just do cheap backgrounds. Cheap, like the budgie.
Do you just call on them backgrounds cheap?
Yeah, they're cheap. Well, because it's not their focus. Their focus is characters.
I think because their characters are so good.
It feels like a detriment.
Yeah. Maybe. So what if instead of replacing the background, they just go and make the characters worse?
Fix. Okay, let's move on. Only one new game this week. I've got another one I want to talk about, but we have a new Valkyria Chronicles coming out, and we also have sort of a HD remake of the original Valkyria Chronicles coming out on PS4. They didn't really release any... they might have released footage and I just didn't care. Just because... Well, no, I like Valkyria Chronicles, but it's on PC. I know what it looks like in HD.
Yes.
But they also announced their new game, which is Valkyria... what is it? Azure Rising? Yeah. No, Revolution. Azure Revolution. And it's only a cinematic trailer they've released so far, but you can see that the style is mostly retained from what it were. But the big change is that whilst this is a continuation of the game and it is supposed to be strategic combat, it's real time now. It's not the turn-based.
Not the turn-based with kind of some smattering of real time.
Yeah,
the original one was.
Which is a pity because it's kind of what it is. But then at the same point, maybe it wasn't that popular because it was turn-based.
The problem I had with Valkyria Chronicles was that I really loved the setting and I really loved all the character design, and I just couldn't be bothered playing a turn-based game. So I'm cool with this. I'm cool with them taking it. And
again, such a casual.
I'm super casual.
Have you ever played a Valkyria Chronicles game?
I haven't. I'm not a big fan of JRPGs. Is that what it is?
Yeah, JRPGs.
But it's based
it's a turn-based thing.
Strategy RPG.
Yeah, it's based in like an alternate World War One.
It looks pretty though.
One of the wars.
Yeah, it's weird. It's fun. It's wacky.
Yeah, and it's got like it's turn-based, but you get the opportunity to shoot in kind of like more of a twitchy fashion. When you're in Overwatch mode.
And it's third person, and it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's very different. They did the 2 sequels on the Vita, or maybe even the PSP. I can't remember.
I think it was on PSP.
Yeah, which is just like it's the opposite of Gravity Rush.
Anyway. It was a strange thing going.
Yeah, they tried a few things with that. Anyway, but what I really wanted to talk about was another Japanese game coming out.
All right, what do we got?
Earth Defense Force 4.1, which is actually a remake of Earth Defense Force 2025, which I actually haven't played because last Earth Defense Force I played was Earth Defense Force 2017.
That this game has just managed to
keep going.
Keep going. Like it was. I mean, the first one that came out was one of those kind of so bad it's good kind of titles.
Pretty much,
but with like...
But I paid $5 for it, which made it wonderful.
But it seems like they've found a way to keep this idea kind of profitable. And they're still going. They're going well.
Because they actually released a new trailer this week.
They're probably also really cheap to make.
Oh, yeah. So they build these cities out of blocks and... the same destruction system on every building.
So, what is this game?
It's a third-person shooter. You're a member of the EDF, the Earth Defense Force, and you have to stop the aliens invading. So they basically give you big giant cities, which are completely destructible, and swarm them mostly with insects.
Yeah.
And you shoot the shit out of like giant spiders and ants. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, you unlock lots of suits. Like I don't know if this was in the like suits like that in the original, but. Because, as I say, 2017 was the last one I played. But, man, it's just got that awesome sort of, like, blast cores, let's smash the shit out of everything. A bit of Starship Troopers style.
The Shadow of New Despair.
Yeah, such a good subtitle.
That is an amazing subtitle.
And lots of dancing. Oh, they love dancing in this series.
He's dancing!
Yeah. Earth Defense Force 4.1. It's coming out soon.
You excited?
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm excited for it when I eventually find it in a bargain bin.
See, I want to play split screen of that game.
Yeah.
Does it have split screen?
Traditionally they do.
Yeah, so it better. Because that's the kind of thing you want to play on a couch. With friends. Good
Kill
friends.
some fucking ants.
Yeah. Wait, no! Ants are the best.
Ants are the
so
best.
no one ever.
They're better than stupid bees.
Okay, let's move this show along.
Moving along.
Another game that is just come out into a beta. It's not an open beta, but it's pretty easy to get a key. In fact, if you want one, I got a spare. Just send me some money. I mean, a message.
But he means money.
Yeah. Paladins. Now, Paladins is by the team that brought us Smite.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because I can't pay attention to Smite.
I played a little bit of Smite.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not me.
I need to go and watch some Smite esports because what I saw at PAX was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of games that aren't for me, Paladins.
I played some of this game.
Okay, so here's the card collection.
Oh man, you're so excited for your cards.
So no, the card system is actually quite good. So this is sort of what sets this apart. This is a third-person MOBA, but
first person.
Oh well, it's both.
It's mainly like this is sort of like
it's mostly first person. Yeah. But what you do is that you collect cards and you build your decks, and you couldn't construct your decks in the beta so far. It was only with random cards in the casual mode because the other mode was locked out. But you sort of build a deck, and then every time you upgrade, you get to choose one of 3 cards. So it's an interesting way to mix up the way that people progress their characters. Relatively attractive designs.
Nice character design.
I decided for this footage I'd try this guy because I hadn't played him yet. At this point, I don't know. I'd played half a dozen or so games.
You got a horse?
Yeah. Yep. You upgrade. You get different mounts eventually. Apparently, I never saw anyone with one of the other ones. Yep. So I sped up the footage a little bit here and finding games and everything. So this was a good little sign of the state of the game. Now I'm not playing that character.
Oh.
What?
I just started as just threw me in as a completely different character.
Oh well.
I'm I want to play that guy.
Bug? Or
I assume that's a bug.
Or they're just like, this is what you can do, but we're not going to give it to you.
Maybe, I'm not sure. So at the beginning of a round, you get to, and you can see there's lots of temp written on the art here, so there's plenty that's unfinished in the game. So at the beginning of the round, you get to pick a perk, and then you go for that. This is what actually attracted me to the game in the first place, riding your horses everywhere.
Yep.
It's fine. I kind of wished it was more horsey.
Horsey?
No.
How does it be more horsey?
You just slide around like a regular, like you're just running faster. Like, okay, I kind of wish...
Like, you want kind of Shadow of the Colossus horsing.
Not quite that extreme, but just a little bit feel like a horse.
Yeah, I guess when you're on a horse, there should be pretty... Like, there should be a lack of maneuverability, because you have to turn them.
Now, you may also notice in this footage that my ping is terrible.
Well, okay, so this...
That's not their fault.
Yeah, and this is something that, like, one of the reasons I didn't actually play it that much was because I look at a game like this and I go, well, I kind of want a low ping. Because it's kind of... But even that said, when I did play it, it felt okay.
Well, all the characters have been designed... Like, there isn't a character that, has a hit scan weapon that's, like, high twitch.
Yeah.
Everything is made... to be very forgiving. Fortunately, not quite forgiving enough for my terrible ping, which is 300 at the best.
Yeah, they're kind of jumping around.
I assume there's no like Australian servers or anything.
Yeah,
which I expect they do. Like Smite has Australian servers, so I expect they'll roll them up.
I did find that I could fire and then count between me firing and then the bullets arriving. I'm like, okay, this is not. I am not going to be doing the best here. So basically, the point is, it's like a mixture of point control and then TF2's pushing a cart. So you win you win the control point, and then a siege tank arrives, and it moves towards the other person's base, and it will try to knock down their defensive walls and eventually get to their vault.
Yeah.
Every time a siege tank comes, it gets a little bit faster. So it sort of puts a hard limit on how long a game's going to take.
I did not like the vault. Like, I found that really anticlimactic.
Yeah.
When, like, because it's just a door.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, in the MOBA, you've normally got like your big temple or something at the end, which is being attacked. Like, I think in Smite, you're like fighting this like avatar or I don't know, something like that. It's a little less exciting if it's just a door. Gonna get your door. I don't know. Like,
I thought you liked abstractions.
Door
or would you prefer a card?
Yes. It's like I'm gonna go attack your card.
Shot the card. So good.
I know it's a bit nitpicky, but I did find it kind of distracting when I got to the end. But
it's one of those, like, in these castles that are at the end of each thing, there's, like, all these staircases up to nowhere, and all that. Just, like, no one's ever going to go up these staircases. They're pointless. And, like, it just doesn't seem to have... It's very much in the MOBA camp, not in the shooter camp. And it's like, this design doesn't serve itself to it. There's no... Well, the creep's the tank.
I guess kind of. Like MOBAs, how like there's the...
Barely played MOBAs.
Well, in MOBAs, the idea is there's a constant stream of basically AI enemies that are walking towards the enemy base, and you can use them to your advantage. So you can time your attacks with them and things like that. Well, this one was like, you go get the control point and you start, like the escort mission, basically. I don't know, I didn't hate it, but it definitely didn't do much to make me want to go back and play more of it.
Yeah.
That was like, I don't know. I played a little bit and that was about it.
Should I bother? I think I've still got a code. I should probably redeem it and at least check it out.
To be honest, I'd say wait for Australian servers and for them to get, like...
Wait close to release and you'll get a better idea of what it is. Because this is early.
There's no harm in checking it out. Like, it's fine and there is fun to be had. But it's difficult also not to look at it and kind of draw some comparisons to Overwatch.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like... And I know that they're different things, but that kind of casual first-person shooter, they kind of like feel like they're going to the same thing, and so I just sort of play it going, it makes me want to play Overwatch more.
Yeah. But Overwatch is a full-price game.
But I'll buy it because I am a chump.
It's true, you do hate money.
Yeah.
Can I have some money, please?
No, not for you. I'm gonna buy Overwatch.
I'll dress up like Slave Leela. Leia.
Leia.
Seriously, man, either one. I'm good with either.
At least with Leia, I don't have to poke out an eye. Oh, that's good. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna
get all
toasty.
I'm gonna get all cozy with Paul. I'm getting the sweats.
This is the best.
He's giving me the vapors.
Okay, so now sort of the opposite. A game that... Because I was excited for Paladins. And a game that... Oh no, I was excited for this, and then I quickly disliked it. And I disliked it like 5 times.
Okay, alright.
And then I went and said, I'm going to look at what other people think of this game.
Is this like did they... Like looking for validation of your opinion?
Yes. I was looking for validation.
Okay, good.
And yes, broken was the consensus with a lot of it. But what I also realized was that the game must have fucking bugged up or something and totally didn't take me on the right path that I'm supposed to go.
Okay.
So this game is Hard West. This is a game that was being kickstarted a while ago. Basically, it's XCOM in the West with some supernatural elements thrown in. So what the game did to me was the first level, it says, oh, do you want to do the tutorial? It's like, okay, and that's just the first level with some hints in it. Okay. And then afterwards, it took me out. And the game is structured so that there's like 8 stories in it.
Yep.
And the first story was this one. I went, oh, okay. And I finished the level and it threw me back to that. And it said I 100%ed that first story.
Good work.
I'm like, oh, okay. So does this game only have 8 levels or something? No, after I finished this mission, I was supposed to be thrown to a map where it's actually a little bit like Hand of Fate-ish, where between rounds where you're fighting, you have like you go around, you do prospecting. There's like all these little stories that come up with randomized things, and there's chance, and you build your own story in the West. That didn't happen to me, so I just went on to some of these other campaigns because basically this game has 8 campaigns.
Is it just one? Like, how many people are you controlling?
No, this is the first level of the game. I'm learning. This is
okay, all right.
So you can control. The most I've had is 4.
XCOM with 1 soldier is a bit crap.
No. This is the tutorial.
Okay.
This is before I'm supposed to get the map, and this is when I replayed it. So we will be going to the map.
Okay, good.
But I just totally missed most of the game, and I went to these other campaigns that kind of assumed you knew how to play the game, but I don't know the tutorial. So they were so fucking hard. I couldn't get past the opening level of any of them. It's like, oh, okay. But they do some interesting things in storytelling. Like the second campaign starts with you in a bar with bandits coming up, and you actually just have to hold them off till they kill you, and then you come back from the dead. I'm like, oh,
so it's a supernatural.
So it's like, there's supernatural stuff in it and everything. So it's really this game overall is really interesting. It's once you get into this campaign, this RPG stuff, and it has cards, James.
Okay, is this out or early access?
Yeah.
No, this is out.
Okay,
this is out.
Okay.
This is out. So before a fight, you actually get to outfit all the equipment that your characters will have.
Yep.
I actually don't think we get it because I spend quite a lot of time in the map in this footage, but you can hire other people to help you defend or whatever you're doing in there. But you can also apply cards.
Yeah.
So I could apply like a ricochet card, or it made a deal with the devil, which let me actually cannibalize enemies and stuff like that. All sorts of things thrown on top that can give you an advantage or a disadvantage in combat. So there's actually a lot of varied combat, a lot of interesting stuff. And, it's guns. So if the people get the drop on you, you're just fucking dead. Yeah. It's like there's no getting out of that. And, if your main character dies, the game's just over.
Okay, I was actually about to ask that, because if you can rise from the dead, I was wondering if character death is just sort of like, oh, well, you've died, but you come back. But it's actually game over if you die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually where I've come back as a supernatural character. Yeah.
So how is it different when you're a supernatural?
I've got really high hit points, and in this one I am my character is regenerating between turns. Yeah. But just going with that. But actually, Mr. Producer, could we cut back to the map stuff? Because that's actually where a lot of the game... It's like the game that...
Is your objective kill everyone in town?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Including the children?
There are no children. They killed me and this girl, and then I came back. So I'm getting revenge. But the extra optional objective in there, if you didn't notice, you can go to the radio, and you can call for more people to come.
Send more police.
So yeah, this is where a lot of the game is actually played on the map. It's like, so at the moment I'm just prospecting, going from shaft to shaft, and like, okay, well, I know how to pan well, so I'm going to spend time and money panning at different mines and stuff like that. And people will come through, and you just build a little story around it.
Yeah.
And that then builds up to, like, there is an overall narrative for each campaign, but you have all this stuff in between where you're basically gearing up your character and making out what your character is. And the whole thing's narrated by Death, which is always nice.
Oh, okay. Like, how does Death sound?
How does Death sound?
Yeah.
It just sounds fine.
Okay.
There's just nothing creepy about it. Oh, this is when I'm waking up in the coffin.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Wait for it.
There's a tumbleweed.
Oh no, I moved the camera. Why did I do that? Nightmare.
Nice transition.
So they've got all this really cool stuff, but the problem is, a lot of the game's mechanics aren't explained very well. The interface isn't always clear, like movement action points and how many action points you need to do things. It's just quite hard to read. It's not very well explained. You're not, and especially unfortunately I've shown 2 missions where you're just one person.
Yeah.
But it very quickly becomes like, oh, you walked through the wrong door without knowing, and there's 5 guys there, and you can't really do anything.
Can you save mid-mission?
I haven't tried.
Okay.
Because I'm not.
You're not a pussy?
Not a pussy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, you start each mission with a difficulty selection anyway, so you can turn it down. But normal was pretty hard for me. But also I was doing missions out of order because I didn't realize I fucking missed half the game. But yeah, I think it's almost there. It's just a little bit of... So the things here, like, okay, before the mission really starts, the enemy's not having turns at the moment, if you've noticed.
Yeah.
Because they don't know I exist yet. So this is the setup. This is where I can go around and sort of stealth and subdue enemies. I'm trying to work out how to do that myself because, again, it wasn't explained to me. But if I subdue that guy, he only stays subdued for 5 turns.
Okay, so what do you do? How do you deal with him?
Well, I either have to keep coming back to subdue him.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just kill him.
Or just kill him. But if I kill him, then the gunshot's going to ring out. And maybe there's some other weapons you can get that can kill them without anything. But it was like, well... Can't I get some rope and tie the fucker up?
Just deal with him.
Drag him away or something. So this is me just wondering, like, what do I do now? Like, well, I guess I just do this. And then, now all the enemies know I'm there. Yeah. So yeah, it made me really, really excited for Hard West 2. Yeah, because I think it's a great setting. The supernatural stuff is really cool. The game mostly works, but it's just a little bit rough around the interface and like.
The interface looks really nice.
Like I said, that mission at the beginning where you have to die.
Yeah.
The way they do that is they just lock you in this room. You can't open any of the doors. There's stairs upstairs, but they put tables at the top of it. You can't. It's like this doesn't. I don't feel like I'm trapped fairly.
Yeah.
I feel like the game just said, "Oh, you have to be trapped." It's like, well, so just add so many people that I can't possibly win or something like that. It's
so they put it in a situation where it looked like it might have been winnable. Was that what they did?
Yeah. When it started, I'm like, oh, I'll do this. And I go, I'll just run upstairs, and I can't run upstairs.
If you are gonna go for that like must kill kind of angle, you really I think need to make it obvious that you have no chance to survive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But like, if it's like, oh, all right, I died, but there was no way I was gonna beat that anyway. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Hard West, it's out on Steam, on PC.
How much?
Money.
Yeah. Money.
Well, as Mr. Producer types furiously in the window next to us.
Thanks, Mr. Producer.
That looks like a $15, $16. Yeah, that's US, so that's like $20 Australian.
You can buy the soundtrack for $8 US.
It's got a good
soundtrack. Good?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
worth
typical
$8
Western. It's worth $9.
Oh.
If you're James and have no concept of money.
Is $9 a lot?
Okay, time for news. News time. Do you want to do a news attack theme to the tune of Sia's Chandelier?
What? Master of the news. We're gonna do some news. Master of the news, and we'll do some news now.
Okay, I was going to mention this last week, but I'll mention it quickly now. When Fallout 4 came out, it made quite a noticeable effect on the users of Pornhub. Measurably dropped the usage of that site. So Fallout 4 is more popular than porn.
It's actually, it is worth going and reading that.
It is quite interesting.
Because they've used Google Affinity data, which pulls out some kind of like basic information. It's anonymous, but pulls out some kind of user information about people visiting the site and like what kind of games they like. So they've broken it down by like different kinds of gamers and their use of Pornhub and how Fallout was affected. It's actually pretty fascinating.
How do you use Pornhub?
With a browser.
In incognito mode.
Incognito mode. Yeah, I don't have to clear my history.
Okay, I don't care about my history. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, no, nothing. Shame to nothing.
When I was a teenager, I had a folder on my desktop called porn.
When I was a
No
teenager,
hiding for me.
I had it compressed, and then I encrypted it
And named it something
Then
obscure.
I renamed it to like a DLL and put it in my Windows folder.
Very different people. What was your porn strategy, Anais?
None?
Ah! Liar! Okay. Interestingly, if you were a fan of Arcanum, let's call it a classic RPG.
I was a fan of Arcanum.
There was a plan for Arcanum 2, and there was a small design doc put together for what they wanted to do with Arcanum 2, and now that's been published.
Yeah, it was going to be kind of like an Ultima Underworld style thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a first-person journey to the center of Arcanum, I think it was going to be called.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I would have... That was a great universe. Had that kind of whole magic and technology obscura. And like you couldn't have magic near technology. It's really cool. It had a good story, because I like them stories. You know, if Arcanum came out today, I'd probably hate it.
What if it was more casual?
If it was more casual, I'd probably like it.
It had some cards.
And some cards, throw them in, and give me...
Okay, we're not up to crowdfunding yet, but...
Right, you're going to jump into it?
But there's a crowdfunding campaign out for Hatterful Boyfriend plushies.
Oh man,
That's
got
right.
so much money already.
If you want a little plushy pigeon to call your love, then you can go fucking
Have you
buy
played this
one.
one?
I haven't, but I watched this. I'm like, oh my god, I need to play this game. I need a pigeon boyfriend.
Yeah, no.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay,
play
good.
this, but
Well,
Cheryl...
I think you're a boy in the game.
Oh.
Yeah, no, like...
But don't
Okay,
worry, they
alright.
don't judge.
No, Cheryl played this game, and she loved the crap out of it.
Okay.
It's a fantastic
Yeah.
game.
I'm keen.
So the plushies are all like $20 and stuff like that, and they get more rare if you want some of them dank plushies.
Dank pop. What?
Dank. I just like dank memes.
Oh.
It's all terrible. Okay, in really cool news, if you remember when they announced the Elite Xbone controller, one of the features that came with it was that you could remap the controls on the Xbox One, which is really cool. And now they've shipped that to just normal controllers. So if you, for any reason, don't like the controls in a game, you can actually change them on the system level of Xbox One now, which is a freedom you're not normally afforded on a console.
I think it's
cool.
It's a really good feature.
But a lot of the games themselves let you like customize the controllers to an extent, so I don't think I'll need it, but it's nice to have.
I think it becomes most useful, even though the Elite controller is aimed at hardcore enthusiasts. This stuff comes most useful for disability gaming.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I think why not? You know, like if you've got a standard controller, let people go in and tweak it to what they want.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's nothing to lose from letting people do that. So yeah, I think it's really cool.
The Park, that slightly interesting game that we reviewed a week or two ago, it's coming to consoles.
Yep.
I don't really know that
Sure.
exciting, but you can play it if you really liked it.
A third of it is good.
That is good. Speaking of coming to consoles, Chivalry's coming to consoles.
Chivalry's good.
Chivalry's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Do you like medieval? Do you like swords?
Yeah, swords are fun.
Do you want to get into an arena and hit people with swords?
Are they chivalrous?
Not when you hit with a sword.
Okay. Well, yeah, sounds good.
And the weapons, if they're really big, you can't swing them in corridors. Like they actually have their physical things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have like a pike or something, and it's like, oh, I can't. I have to stab in the corridor.
right.
Or
So
something.
Yeah. It's the
one of
god
the-
of swords.
It's one of the most visceral beat 'em up games. Oh, and then they added a duel mode ages ago where everyone just pairs off and fights.
Because wasn't that
Yeah.
it was one of the things where the community started doing that?
Yeah, we just started doing that on our own.
Yeah, so it's like everyone joined the server, but it's like because Jedi Knight actually did this as well. Like, there was like this, you know, these games built around sword fighting or saber fighting, and the community naturally just started doing duels. And so, like, if you joined a Jedi Knight server and you just jumped in, it was like really bad form. It's like, no, we're having fights. You wait your turn.
Yeah.
So it's cool they turned that
It's
to
like,
an actual mode.
don't you fucking jump in here. Yeah. That was in Chivalry. We would all stand around in a circle.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm up next. I'm up next.
So you were actually quite chivalrous.
You have footage.
Yeah, we got some footage
exciting.
of it. Yeah. Then I assume it's going to come. Oh, it must do actually. The DLC where they added the Vikings and the samurai.
They did like the deadly
24-person multiplayer.
Oh yeah, all with swords and physical weapons running around.
PS4 System? That sounds weird.
Yeah. But it's good objectives.
Chivalry.
Burning down to villages.
Yeah.
Pillaging, not the first bit, just the pillaging.
No, just the pillaging part.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll check it out.
You should. I like it. It's one of my 100 favorite games.
It's in your top 100?
I don't know. I've never done a top 100.
I don't know. It might be in your top 100.
Maybe. I
You did
put a
play
lot of hours into it.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it when everyone was cheering me on. Because they did.
Yeah? Was it like players or people?
People.
Yeah, they're like, woo.
Because
swing that sword,
especially
friend.
the eventual duel mode, you all split up and you all played rounds simultaneously. But when you died, you'd watch other people's rounds, and then when the finals came up, everyone was watching.
Ah, okay,
so
cool.
It actually was an awesome sort of sports setup. Except you got to decapitate people, which makes sports better.
It makes every sport better.
Yeah.
Especially golf.
Yeah. We need more decapitation in golf. Next up, Dragon Quest Heroes is coming to PC.
Which you were kind of a little excited about.
I am. Have you Dragon Quest Heroes it's Dynasty Warriors style, it's fight a bunch of things. But it's so fucking attractive.
It does look really nice.
Oh, I wanna hit.
So what's it on currently?
It's on PS4.
Oh, I should play this then.
Yeah, it's hot as shit. And it'll be even better on PC. It'll be even better on PC after a Steam sale, where I will get it for cheaper.
It's a little bit of a strategy game, as well as a combat game.
Okay.
Like it's a big map. Assuming this is like Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
Pretty sure it is. Yeah, and so you'd have
or
to
Hyrule Warriors.
Manage. Or Hyrule Warriors. I played a little bit of that. This looks really pretty.
Yeah.
It's got a good subtitle
too. Is that the
too.
World Tree?
Yeah.
I don't know what the World Tree is. I just assume it's a big tree in an RPG.
The World Tree's woe.
Oh, and it says World Tree in the title. I was right. Big tree in the JRPG. That's a World Tree.
Okay. And then I've got one other Japanese game for you.
All right, what do we got?
They released some screenshots for Attack on Titan. And there's something about these shots that I just find, it's kind of creepy to begin with, but I don't know, let's see if you can put your foot on it.
No.
What?
I need an adult.
What?
No. What's...
Why?
Look, it's bonding time with going on right now.
I've never seen the baby Titans with adult heads
what?
before.
This is terrifying. Oh, he's grumpy. He's grumpy at me.
I think that's grumpy
hair.
David Bowie.
He's having something's going on there.
Does he have pupils?
Listen,
What? No!
He looks like a junkie.
Oh God! I've seen the War of Madness.
Why?
Oh, it's staring back. What is this?
They're amazing.
If anyone in chat watches Attack on Titan,
He looks quite happy.
and can please explain any of this, I'd really
the last
appreciate it. He's got a... Okay.
So you can go look up footage of the game and everything.
Yeah, alright.
It's grappling hooks everywhere.
Yeah, okay, I'm down for that.
It's taking down big giant titans.
I like that.
It's ripping them limb from limb.
Okay, yes, still with you.
It's kind of jetpacks as well.
It's ticking some boxes.
It actually looks awesome.
Yeah.
It just looks a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
Like kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but instead of mass, it's got just big titans that you have to take down the same way each time. But freaky. I like.
Kind of makes me want to play it.
Yeah,
It looks creepy.
it does.
I love weird things.
I love that look. I need to watch Attack on Titan actually. I love the creepiness of it.
I think it's on Netflix. Should watch it.
Because the comment in the titles are, "Where are the lips?"
Did you make it zoom in on those images? Did
Yeah, I put that together.
Okay.
That would be better as a trailer, though.
Yeah. Just kills of creepy faces. In some terrible news, especially for Amy. That's just a viewer. Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. They're finishing up the PS4 version. It's looking alright. And they're not particularly confident it's going to come to any other platform.
Why is that?
They just say it's not running well enough. Apparently, Binding of Isaac is too hardcore for the Vita.
I'm not going to call bullshit.
For the
I'm just going to say no excuse.
It's very funny when because people defend and say, "Oh, but there's so much going on."
No.
It's like, oh, there's all the physics objects colliding and all that. It's
no.
Yeah, I do tend to think no.
No. There's no tending to. The answer is that there is nothing in Binding of, unless the only way.
Did you know it actually doesn't run that great in some because there's so many random elements that can combine. Sometimes there's combinations that just crash like high-end PCs.
Really?
So what is happening here is their code is terrible. That's I'm gonna go out on a
like
limb.
2 guys?
I don't care.
Got a lot of money.
They have a lot of money,
true.
and the game ain't that complicated. I'm going to be a little bit
played it, but it looks so complicated.
You haven't played it?
I've watched lots of playthroughs.
I've only played 200 hours or so.
Oh.
I don't know. I actually have no idea how much I've played. I fucking love Binding of Isaac. I've actually haven't touched Afterbirth, even with their cool ARG that they did and everything, because I've been waiting for the Vita version. And now I may as well just slip my wrists.
Seems appropriate for that game.
Do either of you have a blade?
What's not on me?
But well, then no suicide.
Ah, damn it! So
that would have
close.
got us a few views.
That would on air suicide. That may do it.
Yeah.
So what is it with Afterbirth that's different than?
It's so much more content. It's practically a sequel.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Just heaps of stuff.
Hire a developer.
New characters, new stuff.
They got the cash. Hire some good developers. That will make your game work on.
They did hire some developers.
Well, get better ones. There's no.
Okay, quickly. PS2 emulation seems to be coming to the PS4. This sort of came to light because they released a bunch of PS2 Star Wars games and they're running emulated on it.
Good. I hope this starts coming to PlayStation Plus, like Xbox style.
It'd be nice.
Yes.
There's some good PS2 games.
Because it'd also be nice to get some stuff I care about on PlayStation Plus again.
Oh! Shots fired! Pow pow!
If you got a PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Plus stuff's pretty great. It was great.
I know, but
everything's kind of.
I died off of it.
You know, I get like the good games on PS3 and PlayStation Plus because they do get them out. My PlayStation 3 is plugged into my TV.
It's a Netflix box.
But for some reason, like, I just don't view it as an option to use for playing games.
Because you're elitist?
I think it's elitist. Like, I've got when it has a PS4 sitting next to it, it just feels kind of wrong to turn on the old one. Like, why did I get this PS4 if I'm turning on a PS3?
That's true.
I'm a sucker.
I traded it.
You traded it in?
Yeah.
You get... Yeah.
On your birthday, EB Games gives you like 50% trade value. And I traded a bunch of stuff recently, and I got all the value. Yeah, I got like $300 worth. Some like Star Wars, Tomb Raider, come at me.
Nice.
It was good.
Nice.
I traded in like 40 DS games once.
Did they give you $5 for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made me pay for the
well,
disposal fee.
We'll take him off your hand, buddy. But you're gonna have to slip his 20.
Final bit of news: base building is coming to PlanetSide 2.
Good.
This I would have liked to throw up some footage for this, but this literally, like, reports are just out on it. They were doing a live stream of it.
Yep.
It's that you build like a big power core, then you build a base around it, and if the enemy can get in and destroy the power core, it blows up the entire base.
It go boom.
Boom.
Have you played any PlanetSide 2?
I tried, but I don't know why. There was just no one in the match, so I just ran around being like, "This is so pretty," and then never played again.
There's no such thing as a match.
Oh.
It's all the world.
Yeah.
Really?
No, like,
okay, that's probably why I couldn't find anyone.
PlanetSide 2 is Battlefield if it was amazing. Like the scale of
that's quite loaded.
Yeah. No, like I like Battlefield, right? No, it just in terms of like knocking up the sense of scale. Like I have never had the kind of matches in any other game that I've had in that. Like there'll be
you really enjoyed
hundreds
it, didn't you?
of people like just walking into battle. And there'll be tanks and there'll be air combat going on, and the air combat does actually make a big difference. Like unlike Battlefront, which I mentioned earlier, there'll be missions to like outposts to cut supply lines.
Is there a tutorial? Because I just kind of jumped in. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
There is, but it's not that great.
Okay.
I think they might have improved it a little bit, but it's a game which is pretty hard to get into.
Okay.
But if you want to get like involved in like a really dedicated community that run things with military precision. Like, you would join an outfit, and it'd be like, all right, this squad go here, this squad go here. We need you to cut the supply line here. We're going to take this place here. It's amazing. Like, it's a really satisfying experience.
It's free to play, isn't it?
It's free to play
How
as well.
How do they make money?
So you can unlock weapons through playing, and it's got, like, kind of like you can get, different scopes and things like that. Or you can just kind of buy the gun.
Because this was on PC originally, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mainly played it on PC. I played a little bit of PS4.
I tried, but my internet
and the
didn't
PS4
run.
version seemed pretty good as well. So, yeah, I reckon if you're into shooters, definitely give it a go. And so adding base building gets me a little excited.
I did download
I love
it,
an
I
excuse
think.
to jump back into it. Yeah, just be prepared to dump a bunch of time into it before you kind of get the hang of it.
Okay,
No,
I'll add it to the list.
I won't prepare myself for that. Okay, let's move on.
Moving on.
Some other stuff. Time for some crowdfunding.
Yeah.
And the first one today is Bellus Mortem.
Can we just skip to the second one?
No, we can't. We got to talk about Bellus Mortem.
Damn it.
This is a real simple pitch. Basically, they said, oh, you know what? We like sort of Magicka and local multiplayer and cats.
Okay,
Let's just throw that together. And they have a little prototype demo together. And whilst I'm going to just put this out here that I don't think this game they've quite explained or shown enough of it to get funding yet.
I watched the video for this thing, but I didn't quite understand.
It doesn't show up
what
very
it
well.
was.
So, Mr. Producer, if we could cut to the other footage, which is the gameplay
The
footage.
smoke clouds are cute.
Okay, so this is so I'm just playing myself here. What we've got here is before a match, you choose a loadout. So they'll have 4 spells that you can do, and they're going to have a big selection of a selection of spells on each one.
Yep.
So before the match, you all get to choose what spells you'll have. I want one change to this.
What do you want?
I wanted a pool of spells that only one person can select one. You take turns.
So it's like a drafting kind of.
Yeah,
system.
so it's like, well, I'll have fireballs. Oh, well, I'll have ice spell, and then everyone takes a turn choosing it, so that there's like strategy in choosing it before the round. And I think that just with then just tightening up how the game plays would actually make this really unique and really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Because already, I mean, it works simple enough, and like they've got a bit of grass effects, so when there's explosions and stuff, at the moment, like rocks and stuff don't even stop the fireballs going through them. So like, oh, okay.
So if you go outside of the light, what happens?
I don't know. When I
cats?
go outside, notice that the stuff
I'm
comes
guessing
towards
that's
me.
bad.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to push people out, but I never really understood. Like, because I kept going out, I didn't really understand if it was doing anything good or bad. That's the thing. There's a problem with feedback from what's doing it. But I think it's like what they gave me with that spell selection in the setup, and like Magicka, but having a limited pool of spells, actually seemed like an easier and quite cool way of doing a multiplayer game.
You're the winner.
I won somehow. I did it. Me.
Good work. You're the best, Paul.
I did it. Yeah. So basically, I bring this up as encouragement because I think
You think there's something there?
I don't think necessarily that the game is there ready. They're asking for a small goal. They're after $15,000 Australian.
I think that as a pitch, they needed to be better understand what the hell it is.
Yeah, because I didn't understand it until I played the demo.
The pitch definitely needs some work there.
Yeah. If you wanted to pledge to get in as a beta tester and everything on it, it's $5.
Okay.
Which is, they're not asking for a lot.
And there's
there.
a demo there, right? So you can.
Yeah, there's a demo.
Give it a
and,
go.
It's probably more fun when you've got more than just yourself playing it. But at the moment, it's more feedback and just communicating the overall idea a little bit better. But I thought it was actually pretty cool.
Okay.
That's why this is my encouragement award.
Yeah, the Giving It a Go award.
Yeah. Now for the Sucking Up to James award.
Oh man.
We've got Empires of the Undergrowth.
Mm-hmm.
So this game.
Oh, what is this? Ants? Is this a game for ants? All right. So.
This is Dungeon Keeper meets ants.
You're
This is
very
Dungeon Keeper
excited
meets
right
ants.
now.
I am a little excited about anything that looks like SimAnt, and this game looks a lot like SimAnt. Crossed with Dungeon Keeper, basically the pitch. That's all they needed to say. Oh snap, we're going out into the undergrowth, having a battle, fighting big bugs.
What?
I am so excited right now.
Different types of ants.
Ew.
There's all sorts of. Did you say ooh?
Did you say ooh to ants? The greatest
Those, like,
animal
weird,
of all time?
Baby thing.
Yeah, the lava. You gotta get the lava.
Oh, look at their little faces. Oh,
Arr,
it's
arr,
eyeballs.
arr, arr,
Looking
You
arr,
got
at
the
me.
soldier ants and the worker ants. I really love SimAnt.
You know what happened this
Really,
week?
really
It does look kind of
One of the devs went onto Reddit
Yeah.
and had a bit of a cry
What about?
about how it was like, is it worth even being an indie game developer because I've tried so hard and we're not succeeding.
You look.
It's like,
look,
come on, man.
I feel like a lot of people are using that as a marketing ploy now. Like, look, our game didn't do well, and then
Look,
everyone's like, download it.
It
free
doesn't
press.
work for sex and doesn't work for game development.
As a teenager, I spent years sitting in the corner of parties with an acoustic guitar, thinking if I look sad enough, someone will sleep with me. It doesn't work.
No.
My nightmares.
Look, this is getting my encouragement award because, by God, I love SimAnt. and every now and then someone comes across.
Well,
and
I give this less of an encouragement award because it actually looks like a game that looks quite functional.
It's got dungeon keepery stuff, and I actually sat through the pitch. I enjoyed it.
Is it a humorous pitch?
It's actually pretty well put together. They sat in front of a camera for an hour, then edited it down to something 5 minutes long.
And for 5 poundery dues, you can get a tablet version of the game.
That worries me a little bit. For this kind of game, I would like them to pick a platform. Like, there's a different kind of game you're making for mobile that you're making for PC. And I think if you're going after that Dungeon Keeper kind of Sim-Ant crowd, ditch the mobile. Just go PC Master Race with this one. That will make me more confident in it.
Mobile when you're making money.
Yeah, then when you're making money off it, maybe go mobile. But if you go on mobile, this thing's gonna have to be paid, and probably tablet. I don't even know how well it's gonna go on a phone. So that's my advice. Just ditch mobile.
Okay, what was that called? Empires of the Undergrowth.
Makes me excited.
Final crowdfunding project for the day. The very... Well, no, I'm going to have words about it. But let's say start it with a note. Very beautiful.
All right.
The Last Shore. Now, The Last Shore is an action-adventure.
It's very... Look at that red hair.
Yep. This has actually been going around sort of indie scene for a while. I've sort of lusted over part of the art before. I'm like, this looks good, yeah. Problem is... What?
Sorry.
What?
You're doing your creepy voice.
Oh, yeah.
Check out it. Check out these pixels there.
In the exterior areas, they're not all at the same resolution. Some things are pixely, while other things are a little bit higher resolution. Inside, it's normally better. But the ground was really pixelated, and the trees are at higher resolution.
You want some consistency.
Some consistency, bitches.
Oh, that looked cool. What happened there?
You get some bees, some wasps, not bees.
No, some bees, some stupid bees.
Check out this crab! It's coming out, fucking crab! But yeah, they've got all these big, it's a pretty cool looking.
It's a giant enemy crab.
Now they don't have a playable demo, but they do have playthroughs of the first part of the game, for about 20 minutes worth of footage and everything. And it's been around for a while. I think it looks really nice. Look at it, the trees don't match the ground. Look at it. Look at it.
It's an artistic choice, Paul.
No, it's not. It's incorrect.
They wanted to change the scale to make it work.
Fucking so they can do those zoom out shots.
Yeah.
That's why they did it. Fuck you. Anyway.
Paul's pick of the week.
The Last Shore. If you like the look of that, and it generally,
does look
other than the trees, it looks good.
What did you think, Anais?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, not for you. You're not a pixel art person,
I'm
though,
not.
are you?
No.
You're
So
more.
that I'm like,
You like your polygons?
Yeah.
Like your triangles?
What about your voxels?
My vertices, my voxels. Oh, I can do voxels.
They're just 3D pixels?
Yeah, but they look cooler.
Fair
Someone will call them volumetric pixels.
I may, if I had all the time in the world to say words.
If only you could abstract those words as cards.
I would. I'd have
You
the
would.
voxel card. And
You just
waving
throw
it
the
around.
cards up.
Yep.
Next week we should bring cards.
Should.
But it's just you and me.
I got.
Yeah. It'll come to fisticuffs. I'll hit a woman.
Next week.
Next week, we break down the gender divide with violence. Oh goodness! If you wanted to back, that's $10 dues US. Actually, no, $1 dues should just be Australian currency.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, right?
Yeah, dollars.
Dollars.
No, I can't do an American.
Ours. With Dane Edna.
Hey, dollar. No, I can't do an American voice of anything.
Yeah,
Don't
terrible.
please take away that.
Maybe the actor
attempt.
should do it.
Oh yeah, do an American voice for us.
Oh yeah, check out my.
That's not American. That's your creepy serial killer.
I'm no good at accents. Like many things in life,
You're not.
I'm not good at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's The Last Shore, which
Yeah, it looks good.
except
Well,
Anais says
says-
no.
It's the worst,
Meh.
and they probably should just cancel the whole project.
Okay. So time for crowdfunding, and I think even if you haven't played this, stick around because
You
holy
mean
shit!
Time for not crowdfunding.
Not
Yeah, I'm
crowdfunding.
like,
For
what?
Game Club.
Game Club, Cheapskate's Game Club. I don't know. It's the same. It's everything. My brain's
Yeah.
mush.
Gaming in the club, gonna do a game, and we're gonna have a club. But that's all it is.
I know.
I saw it too.
Yeah.
Well,
Mr.
oh, what just something just weird happened.
Mr. Producer is.
He's
shaking his
happy.
head.
Okay, so this week's Game Club was Crypt World, which is the game before the currently kickstarting Crypt Underground. I believe that's what it's called. So we thought we'd play the original and have a look. Now, before we get into Crypt World, there's actually a second game that comes on the file as well, which is called Horrible Screaming Murderer 4.
Do we have footage?
We have footage of this one.
Let's throw
yes.
this one up. All right, so
What?
This is in the same folder as the game.
It's just in the folder.
It is.
All right, so I didn't get a chance to play it. Tell me about this.
So you are 3 young children who you've heard the screaming murderer is coming to get you,
my God.
And then here's the amazing thing about this design game: you've only got the arrow keys to move. All 3 characters.
What?
So they all turn and oh no, he got killed by the screaming murderer. I think I actually do a pretty good run here. I was like, okay. I walk up to the police, like all the characters. You walk up to them and they just sort of
and
laugh
they all
at
say
you.
things.
Yeah. Which
In
is
Russian?
something.
Is it Russian?
In Russian?
No, it's in English.
Oh, you mean
Okay.
in the sound bites? I'm not. I don't think there are sound bites for this one. I can't
Okay.
quite remember. So you escape the screaming murderer, which it struck me as a gameplay mechanic. Trying to 3 was impossible.
Yeah.
2, I'm like, okay,
All
well,
right, now you got this shit under control.
if I sort of hold, I'm holding this one against the fence, it's like, okay, we can get her. It's like, okay, well, you're trying to track where the murderer is, but you can't see the murderer, and you just assume it's behind one of them. Like, we can do it. I'm like, I am weirdly on edge when I'm playing this. Fine weather. You just see the murderer to the left of the blonde-haired girl. I'm like, no. cheesing it, gotta get out of here. Like, trying to get the one on the fence around the fence whilst the one's being chased. Yeah. It's like, this is a surprisingly, difficult, interesting gameplay mechanic. So I think pretty much I get them together here, and they're going to die in 30 seconds or so. But then there's an amazing ending.
Okay. Oh, this is a murderer!
Oh, watch out for the murderer!
Oh, no.
Okay,
what happened?
So we go to the murderer's house. Oh, I've been so mean to girls, all that. Okay. Maybe I should play a video game.
Go and play Crypt World. What a twist!
But
That's
the
a
thing
good
is,
twist.
in Crypt Worlds, they reference the horrible screaming murderer.
I saw him.
So they both exist in each other's universes.
Exploration of space.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is me trying to figure out what the hell it is. And I kept exploring it, and I've learned more about the world, and suddenly I started getting buy-in to it.
Well,
So-
even here, I went into the other room, I tried talking to people, nothing happened. I come back out here, and the receptionist says, "You can go back now, have fun living." I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
I go back into this next room, and the door's open. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
thank you,
Yeah.
receptionist. It's like, okay. Like, what the fuck is going on? I have no idea.
So-
This is hell? Some sort of weird Spanish skeletons?
So one of the bits that I was really started getting intrigued about
Yeah.
were the Sky Pilgrims.
Yeah.
So there's I haven't seen any of this. There's this area.
Did you find the pool table?
Yes, I did. And
Yeah,
I
that's
played
pretty
it,
easy, yeah.
Duke Nukem style. You've gone to this. It's kind of.
But it's not as good as a Duke Nukem one. The balls won't go
It's
down.
kind of like a town. So there's vendors there. People
Yeah.
you can buy one of the relics you can buy there, and you talk to people and they talk about like the Sky Pilgrims.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are these Sky Pilgrims? And then I walk up to a wall and look up because everyone is like paper, like there's like billboard of sprites. And there's like this guy stuck in the wall and he's screaming. And then I look up at the roof and there's all these pilgrims at the top. And I can only assume these are the Sky Pilgrims, the pilgrims up on the roof. I'm guessing, I don't know for sure. But now I start looking around the environment to try and figure out, well, how do I get there? Like, there's people up there, so I assume I can get there.
Oh, this is a problem with the game. Sometimes when I were up a menu and I wanted to close it, I'd automatically hit escape, which would close the game.
Oh
completely.
yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah.
You shut the whole game down.
Thankfully, the
Bye.
auto saving's pretty good.
Yeah. The world itself is not super large. Actually, to me, the size felt about right.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I-
yeah.
I'd start to kind of like
Once you start understanding the connections,
Yeah,
and it's
like-
it's actually
it's
a
like-
managed.
yeah. So it's a kind of thing where you jump into it like, oh, this feels really big. I don't really know where to go. But yeah, you do learn it quite quickly. But then you keep discovering like, oh, there's a drain here, and that leads into something else. And yeah, we'll get to the pissing soon.
Well, actually, I think we're just about to start getting
yeah.
into piss because I start discovering that piss can do things in a second.
So this is one of the chief ways you interact with the world is pissing on things. What we're looking at there, that little well, if you fill those up, you get a gold bug.
How are you pissing?
Well, you have to go eat things or buy a
Okay.
piss shake, as Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, you
found.
can buy a piss shake
Yeah.
and that'll give you 75 piss.
And so when you fill up
It's a
those,
question I've never.
when you fill up those little holes, then
But check, I'm gonna piss on this rat.
you get like you get one of the gold bugs. I don't know what you do with the gold bugs, but I got like 6 gold bugs, and I was pretty chuffed.
Pretty chuffed, yeah.
And the pissing itself is pretty difficult.
Yeah, you can buy a piss soda.
Yeah. So the piss runs out. It's actually right mouse button to piss. The piss runs out quite quickly. So you need.
See, I pissed on him and I got a hamburger out of it.
Ah, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, pissing on just... So piss is like your verb to interact with the universe. So, okay.
Yeah.
And then, look, that gold bars.
Oh, you need them to buy like
Piss.
stuff.
Can real
Did you-
life work like this?
Did you find the guy to rate your piss?
What?
No, I didn't find rate my piss.
You go, one of the pilgrims you go into, and it's like, oh, if you come to me, I can rate your piss.
Oh.
And then you piss in like a toilet next to him, and he's like, I did quite well. And he said, you got 36. You're a good pisser.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but that area back there, it's like you buy piss shakes, you actually earn points from purchasing stuff there, and you can use those points to spend at the terminals. Like there's all these micro economies and stuff, and that there is a piss store.
How'd you open it?
It's not quite open yet. I need more piss.
I think it's like the piss is actually you burn through it really quickly.
Yeah.
Like and you got to be.
It's not infinite
Alright,
piss.
this is the pilgrims we're seeing now. So you
The
can see
bones give you piss.
Yeah, so the bones give you piss. This game. You did you do much farming?
No.
I did a little
Yeah,
bit.
you did a little bit of farming.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I could farm.
So one of the ways. Oh, here we go. This has been falling into the developers.
Oh.
So this is the where they're making the game, and it's like, yeah, I'm trying to get back to work. They're making Crypt Worlds. Your darkest desires come true, and there's a whole bunch of developers, and some like there's the big one, which is like a manager.
He's the boss.
Which the text even goes off the screen. His name's Clifford Baseball. Or like,
Cliffy B.
The phone character. Did you talk to the phone?
I talked to lots of
it's
phones.
like-
There's several
it's like
phones
this
around.
like Speako.
Hey, Scooby-Doo!
Yeah.
Shaggy.
That's weird.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh, of course. Why not?
This game is just a fascinating exploration of someone's. I don't even know
Okay.
what.
So now we need to shut up because
All
Anais
right.
has said very little.
All right.
Well.
Oh.
Oh. When did that happen? I didn't get to play too much of it. This game is not good to play when you have a terrible hangover.
I think it is the best game to play. Oh, it's the murderer!
Like,
Who the fuck's this
so
guy?
nauseous. But yeah, it's so weird and wonderful. I think it's great. I think I'll go back and continue playing it. And plus, I have like girl crush on the developer. She's like a chick.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you wanted to check that before the show, didn't you?
That's actually an interesting thing because when I was playing this, and the games is about a lot of pissing.
What does a chick know about pissing?
No, but, like actually.
Do you think it's jealousy?
One of the
Maybe.
one of the comments I got from Cheryl who's watching me is like, "Oh, this is a game by a guy, like this is a very masculine game." But then I was reading about it, and it's like, no, developers, it's a chick, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't see why not.
So like it's
Oh,
Well, I guess
why
because
not
that
play?
sort of that quite random wackiness and everything quite gets attributed to male humor all of the time, and the fact that pissing, there's so much like tortured, violent souls and everything around. It's stuff that does get thrown into that masculine. So it is interesting that it's a female developer.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, with this game, does it make me want to, like... Because they had the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And, like, does it make me want to, like, get the Kickstarter? That's right. I don't know. Because...
I think... I'll actually bring it up just to double check what they're asking for. But it makes me think if this person can actually dedicate development time to something... Because they're not planning to ship that until 2017, from memory.
Yeah.
If they're actually getting money... If they're asking for money to build something with this kind of ideology, but they want to take a bit more time with it, that could be really good.
Like
that could be a next... it was the Kickstarted Fig thing where you're flying through space.
Oh,
Like Majora's Mask.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. You'll find the name.
Yeah, I'll find the name. Whatever.
I kind of like this for the same reason I like Hideo Kojima. Like I play a Metal Gear game, and Metal Gear games are broken.
Outer Wilds.
Thank you, Outer Wilds. Yes, there's a lot wrong with this because there's a lot of like, and I think we should talk about like the game mechanics separately. But like, regardless of the bits that are broken about it, there's a very strong vision. Like,
Yes.
if
Yeah.
someone's got like a very strong voice.
I feel like it's
and-
an insight into like how their mind works.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love in games. Like when I play a game where I feel like someone is using this as expression. Someone is like, they have a voice, they're trying to say something, or not even say something. They're just like, they're using game development as a way to do something personal to them. And I really respect that. So, you know, even if it's not the best game, it's like, I really appreciate that, like, you know, this feels like gamers art. Like, this is where I feel like what I like to see as gamers art. Like, it's like, you know, it's something special, something unique. Something is coming from more than, I want to make a game for money. It's like, you don't make this game for money. You make it because of personal reasons.
I like if you want to back, which is at $10, if you want to back to support the game and get a copy of it at the end of it. We joked last week that if it was like $1, you got like a picture of a jar of blood.
Yeah.
If it was like $5, you got 2 pictures. But at $10 ago, instead of the virtual blood jar, you'll get on the fated day, receive a digital download of Crypt Underworld for PC, Mac, and Linux. And maybe it'll be okay. Strong word. I do feel this is, even though it's so wacky, it's a personal stamp. It's one of those things you could say auteur theory in video games. Yeah. Let's get into auteur theory.
I think, like, if we just look at the mechanics for a second, like one of the problems I really had was that the pissing didn't feel good.
If they could do some more work on just like so I can see like the arc of where it's going to be going, I can understand.
Pretty precise.
Could you piss in that hole under the truck?
No.
I had trouble getting into that one. It was hard.
The piss, like, it gets consumed so quickly. Like, you don't get much of a chance.
Piss is valuable.
Yeah, well, you just piss and you're out.
I noticed there were things for upgrading like your wallet and stuff. I was wondering if that was a piss wallet.
I wanted a bigger bladder. I wanted more piss.
If you hold your piss for a long time, will you get a bigger bladder?
Maybe.
Let's try
I don't
it.
know. I have no idea how far I got through this game either.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Am I making progress?
Is there an ending? Is it just collecting?
I eventually found a fortune teller.
I hate fortune tellers.
I walked out into like the area with the car, and it was dark, and someone's offered to tell my fortune, and I asked. I only gave her like $10 or something. It's like, well, you can have like a kind of crap fortune, and told me. And it's like, well, you like the murderer shows up every 3 days. Okay, bye. I'm like, well, thanks. I guess that's why he showed up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible screaming murderer.
Harming screw murder every 3 days. I don't know if anyone in chat played this. If you did play this in chat, let us know what you think about it. Because
well, Kate asked if we hold it long enough, can we get a kidney infection?
Yeah, maybe.
That would be good. It's a real interesting piece. I was saying to James in the car on the way here, because we like to carpool because we're saving the environment.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's free.
Yeah, I definitely.
And that's not a slight against it.
Well, if it was $5, I wouldn't have played it.
It's a type of money that like a type of game that like a donate option for money would be.
Yeah.
Good.
I'd donate, and my donation may be backing the next project.
Yeah.
Because that seems like a directed way of supporting it. But it's like, it's just interesting. You get out there, and it's got a day system, and I just go and sleep in random.
And I think you have to eat as well, because like I wanted my crops to grow.
Yeah.
So I just I'm just gonna sleep, and then like I get this message from God saying, "Hey, you need to eat, so go eat." Yeah. You go to the archaeologists where they're all like Indiana Jones, and they talk about how they love archaeology, and then you can,
I like those guys.
you can ask them.
Those guys are weird.
You can create a dig, but it takes a few days. That's where I found one of the relics, because I made the dig and down there.
Okay.
And it's like even that, like exploring down there. Like, there's like a bit of a jumping puzzle to get to the top area where it's like a thing, and you meet characters up there. It's like, I came up here because I was hoping to be alone. Like, it's just the game is full of it. Like every character has like a little story, a little bit of dialogue. Like, I don't know.
Pretty interesting.
I was fascinated by this game.
Even if you play for 5 minutes, it gives you a pretty good idea of what it's about, or what's happening, or what it means.
It gives you an idea of what the game is.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Wiggity whack.
But I don't know. I still don't know what it's about.
No, I don't know what it is.
I know what it makes me
Going
feel.
to be.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think it's good. I think it's definitely worth checking out.
and I haven't picked a game for next week.
Oh, you're trying to find one now.
Yeah, I was going to do one on PS4, so we went on PC.
Wait, does anyone in chat want to vote? Suggest one?
Hey, if anyone can suggest one before I...
We should do polls.
Polls?
Yeah.
Oh, but what if they say things that I don't like?
No,
what if they
polls,
pick on me?
you only give them 2 options.
What if
Then
they-
you say
Paul
vote
loves
for one.
MMOs, and Paul loves cards. So if you go play Hex, can that be my suggestion? Hex.
What's Hex?
It's a card MMO. It's a
Oh, good.
Oh my
TCG
God.
MMO.
Is it free?
That's a
Yeah,
game.
it's free.
That sounds like something that could technically be a game.
Yep. You can play PlanetSide 2. I don't know, it's up to you. Up
That is
to
free.
you. What do you want to play, buddy? You want to play Hex? Let me show you Hex.
No, I don't want to look at
You
Hex.
can level up your cards, and you can get gear for your cards. Don't you want to get gear for your cards? It's everything you hate in a video game.
Sounds good. I vote for that.
Why isn't this
Even though
vodka?
I'll probably hate it as well. So next week we can just have the whole show.
You can win $100,000 in the
But I
tournament.
won't.
You
I
might.
won't.
You might be the very best at the card game.
No, I won't be. That's what I think. A while ago, I was reading something talking about how a reason that this is a real stretch, by the way, people. The reason why in the States it's such a push from the lower class to like protect like banks and everything. It's like because America is a country of temporarily embarrassed millionaires. So no one's actually poor. And
Well, it's not your fault. You're just temporarily not rich.
Yeah. And I think it's the same as really popular games where everyone's pushing I'll be it's like, sure I have to put 250 hours to get a chance to do this, but I'll be the one that gets it. I'm not like that at all. I know I'm poor. And I know that I'll never be the best. I'll never win the best hat or anything. So
I've already won that prize, so
No, I'll be
You rubbed my hat on your balls in this episode.
I did not rub. I was trying to mime me putting it in my posterior, and it didn't convey that way. I just rubbed the hat under the table.
I thought it touched your balls.
It did not.
All right, well, good.
It's not like your face.
Oh.
We were scouts. Anyway, we may just end up playing PlanetSide 2 without you, James.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Did you play stupid PlanetSide 2?
We'll call it rubbish.
No.
Boo! Base building's the worst.
The base building and the crown. They broke the crown. The crown was so good. There was this one area in PlanetSide 2 where it was incredibly difficult to take. It was called the crown. And so what would happen was one of the sides, it was normally the NC, were quite close to it, and they'd own the crown. And it was like these epic battles that would happen because it was so hard to take. So you basically log onto the game, and it'd be like, right, your particular faction, we're going for the crown. And you get to like this half an hour like epic battle of trying to take the crown. And you may get it, you might not. But it was always super, super fun. And if you ever had the crown, it's like, we got to keep this goddamn crown. But then they went and broke it. They made it too easy to catch because I think everyone was just playing the crown all the time. That game is awesome.
makes sense.
I'm going to just keep
Yeah,
plugging
maybe
it.
I'll play it after all of the things.
After all the things.
Or between all the things. That can happen.
You just...
On all the things?
We're
Free
looking
to
at stuff.
play.
That's all right.
All right.
Death
That's all right. We'll
Tales.
look at this after the show.
Yeah.
We don't need to do this on the show. Thank you for watching FMVGames. We are 8.5-bit, and we're on Streamline TV. And as we say, we are .tv, not Streamline TV. That'd be weird.
We'll probably be some branding changes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or
I
maybe
don't
we'll
know.
make it
Or
worse.
maybe we'll add more.
We'll all be from different outlets.
On Stream Live TV, brought to you by Mr. Producer. FMVGames.
I've
brought to you by
been
8.5
Paul.
bit.
Sponsored by.
Sponsored by...
No, that'd be nice.
Who have you been?
I...
Hello, future.